Some of you have been around on the channel long enough to know that I also stream over on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then on the occasional day on the weekend as well. This year I've been streaming the Journeyman save, which is just kind of my personal offline save. As such, I didn't really have a challenge or a save rather, just for Twitch, but I decided to change that now, because on the Journeyman I was playing it on a Saturday, got to an important point where I'm thinking, right, I should stream this, but didn't have time to stream it on a Saturday. I had to wait till the Tuesday. It kind of held me back a little bit on the save. So now that frees the reins for me to go and play that, and I'll just give you updates on Twitter as and when I play that and we get to important parts of the season. So I decided to create a save just for Twitch, and I was having a look through the challenges, and this one really caught my eye. It's the Sir Alex Ferguson save. Let's go through the rules. Hello guys, and welcome to the first recap episode of the Sir Alex Ferguson save. As I just mentioned just before the intro there, that I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week from 8 PM. So come over there and join me so you can see live progress of this save. But if you can't make it, the idea of these recap videos are so you can just have literally recap them, what's gone on that week and the key points that you've missed. So then you don't feel like you fall far behind. If you do miss a couple of weeks of the streams, you can just quickly catch up on a few of these videos. Today's one's going to be slightly longer, of course, because I'm going to be going through the rules of the Sir Alex Ferguson challenge, as well as showing you what's happened in the first week of the challenge. So the first thing we needed to do was pick the club who was sitting 19th in the Premier League on November the 6th. So we had to simulate to that day as an unemployed manager and then put ourselves in charge of the team in 19th. Now the reason for this is because Sir Alex Ferguson took over at Manchester United in 1986 with the club second from bottom, and his first challenge was to save them from relegation. So have a guess what our first challenge is: to save the club from relegation. Now you already know who it is by the thumbnail, so we simmed to November the 6th 2020, and Aston Villa was sitting in 19th place, and I was quite pleased it was Aston Villa, to be honest. A big club, a lot of history, and I've never managed Aston Villa actually on Football Manager, so they got a good squad, good youth system at the club as well. Key players like Jack Grealish in there, Ross Barkley, they're here on loan, so it's a good club to pick. And so the first thing we needed to do was to start steering them away from the relegation zone. The club only had 2 points from the opening 7 games, so we got a bit of a job on our hands. After saving the club from relegation, you got to go on and emulate Sir Alex's career at Manchester United with the club that we selected, which of course is Aston Villa. So here is a list of the achievements and the trophies that Sir Alex Ferguson won. He won the Premier League 13 times, the FA Cup 5 times, 4 League Cups, 10 Community Shields, 2 Champions Leagues on the way as well, 1 Europa League, which replaces the Cup Winners' Cup, which was what it was called back then. He's also won a Super Cup as well, and 2 Club World Championships, previously known as the Intercontinental Cup. There are other rules that we do have to follow in this save, and first and foremost, no use of the in-game editor whatsoever. After that, you need to promote a youth player every season, at least one from the development squad. There also has to be 1 youth graduate in your matchday squad, not necessarily your first 11, but involved in the squad, whether that is in the first starting 11 or on the bench. There has to be minimum 1 in every matchday squad. You can't buy or sell players to a direct rival, so in Villa's case it will be West Brom, it will be Birmingham, Coventry are mentioned on there as well, and Wolves I think is the other one. And as an additional thing, not a requiring thing, you can bring in ex-players to be a part of his staff, which Sir Alex liked to do as well at Manchester United. So with that being said, let's get into it, shall we, and see how this first week of the save went. So as you can see from this lovely screenshot from the stream, I forgot to screenshot the actual table when we took over, so I had to go back and fetch this. We found the club in 19th, set, as I said, 7 games played, 2 draws, 5 defeats, scoring only 3 goals. Not the worst at conceding goals, only 9 goals against, not too bad looking at some of the teams around there. And only 2 points, of course, from the opening 7. So not a good start at all here for Aston Villa in their second season back in the Premier League. One of the first things I've done as well was look straight at the staff and get rid of some of the staff members here and bring in a couple of my own. Now, I didn't completely rip it apart. There was just a couple of areas I wanted to improve. First of all, one was get a new fitness coach in. We sacked one who was pretty poor, and we brought in Jesus Perez, a Spanish fitness coach, fitness of 19, working with youngsters 16, determination, motivating, very good as well, and level of discipline to really get these players working hard for the style of football that I want to play. And we're still on the lookout for a new technical director as well. Squad-wise and tactics-wise, this is what I set up. So this is obviously this is obviously after the last game of the stream I'm showing you, but nothing's really changed. The tactics that I've put in have remained the same for the opening few games. It is a 4-3-3 Gagan Press. I like to play a Gagan Press. This is why I've got the fitness coach in, because I need the players to be fitter to be able to play to the intensity that I want the team to play. I want us to be pressing constantly, counter-pressing, everything. I want the wing-backs bombing up the wing to support the inside forward and inverted winger. You know me now, I like playing with inside forwards and inverted wingers and getting the wing backs up past them. We need the personnel and the fitness to be able to do that, hence why we've got the fitness coach in. So we're going to play Jack Grealish. He's played on the inside forward role. He's currently set up as a Mazzala. He's currently suffering from a little bit of an injury actually, but he's playing well in the Mazzala role. Normally it's Ross Barkley in there instead of McGinn as a box to box, but if he is in there, sometimes we put him as a deep line playmaker and changing Douglas Luiz up to a defensive midfielder. Konza can also play there as well. Wing backs, we're on the lookout for a couple of wing backs. We're scouting them now. Big transfer news as well. We might as well jump straight into that because we're in here. Is Curtis Jones is joining the club on loan from Liverpool at the start of January. So that is our first bit of business we've got going on. He will really give us a little bit of dynamics on the left hand side. Really happy to bring him in. I also like him in the central midfield role as well. He's a very, very tidy young player, and Liverpool are willing to loan him out for some first team football, and not really a better loan for them than to come to the bottom of the Premier League basically. So he should be a very good player for us. He's literally natural in all these roles. Attacking midfielder, Mazzala as well as a deep, more of a deep midfielder, and he plays very well as an inverted winger on the left hand side. He can also play on the right hand side as a winger as well. Very versatile young player. You know what you're going to get with Curtis Jones, and that is quality. Results wise then, so how has it been going? So as you saw, we were winless after the first 7 games. We joined the club and our first, literally the day after we joined the club on the 7th of November, our first game was against Brighton, and we picked up our first win of the season against Brighton. We was 1-0 down early on from Neil Maupay, and it was a bit like, this is going to be a struggle, isn't it? We're 1-0 down to Brighton already. I must say, Brighton were high flying. They were in the top 4 at this stage, so they were flying this season, so it was a difficult game. I feared the worst, but good old Ollie Watkins stepped up in the 71st and 79th minute to make it 2-1 to Aston Villa and give us our first league win of the season, and the first win under my reign at the club. Next up was Crystal Palace away, and it was a good day at the office. We played a 5 at the back system. We'll go back and show you that as well, what we set up. Ollie Watkins and Jack Grealish put us 2-0 up. We was 2-0 up in the 83rd minute and thought that was game over, but the boys switched off. Wilfried Zaha scored in the 86th minute and Batshuayi scored in the 89th to make it Palace 2, Villa 2. Next game was an absolute cracker. We faced Liverpool at home, knowing we come back. This was in the second stream, on Thursday stream. We know we had the cluster of games. Liverpool, Manchester United were kind of 3 hits, and then we aimed to get 4 points out of Fulham and West Brom at minimum. So out of that stream, out of 4 games, the target was to get 4 points. Well, we ended the night with 7. It was a remarkable night. First of all, was 2-0 down to Liverpool, and then we changed it up to a 4-2-4 at half-time, and Ollie Watkins done the business again. He got his 4th and 5th goal in the first 3 games of my tenure here at Aston Villa. He's absolutely on fire. So we turned that around. We decided to go to Manchester United away and play a 4-2-4 again, and we played very, very well, to be honest. We can't see, I won't go into the stats and everything now, but we were very good on the night. Man United had their chances. We was very open, but we also caused them a lot of problems. Ollie Watkins pulling one back to make it 3-1. Watkins scoring again. He's scoring goals for fun here. Knowing we had a point out of the 2 games that we thought we'd get nothing from. Next up was Fulham. Again, Fulham high flying. They're up in 8th position when we played them here. But we managed to beat them 1-0 at home. We played very, very well again. It should have been more than 1-0. Shoya Nakajima getting the goal in the 29th minute to round off a lovely win for us. And then we went away to West Brom in the Midlands derby, hoping there wouldn't be a potential banana skin there. West Brom hadn't won all season. They were struggling with only 2 points at the bottom of the table at this stage. And I think this was like game 12 or 13. So they were winless. It was just a big banana skin for us, wasn't it? But who better or to rely on than Ollie Watkins in a derby. Look at that. He managed to bag himself a hat-trick. He's scoring goals for fun, and we've really found a tactic that allows him to get in amongst the goals, and he's playing very, very well for us. 3 goals for him. West Brom 0, Villa 3. Now, where does that leave us in the table, I hear you ask? It was very, very annoying, in fact. We was up to 16th at one point during that last game. However, Chelsea, I think, did they draw? Yeah, they drew away at Arsenal. They got a late equaliser there, which meant we dropped back into the bottom 3. But it's a very good start. We was on 7 points, and now we're on 13. We've picked up a few wins along the way. We've only one defeat, which was away to Manchester United. So we're unbeaten at home at Villa Park under my reign. We got a very good chance of survival. There's 13 games gone. There's plenty of football to be played. But if you look at the table there, we're actually potentially 1 win off 8th. That's how crazy this league is. So we're going to take it game by game. My plan for the save is obviously we've got to look at starting winning domestic cups as well. The first challenge is obviously to keep Aston Villa in the Premier League. If they go down, then it's challenge over, because Ferguson was never, ever relegated as a manager, was he? He managed to keep Manchester United up in that first season. We've got to do the same with Villa. So I would like to be safe by the time we get to the FA... Well, not safe by the time we get to the FA Cups. It's only a couple of weeks away in game. But it would be nice to get to a point where we get... So let's say the 5th round in about February time, and we can have a real shot at the FA Cup, because we are hopefully looking like we are going to be safe. That's the plan anyway. It'd be nice to get a cup this season, but ultimately the first challenge is, and the first target is, to survive here in the Premier League, and that is exactly what the board want to do as well. They want to avoid relegation. My contract expires next year. Is it next year or the year after? Yes, it is next season. So we've only got a 2-year deal now, and after that they just want us to work towards becoming an established Premier League team, which is absolutely doable in my opinion, and then we'll go on to emulate Sir Alex Ferguson and maybe even better that and make Villa a real force in England. Finances as well, I know we didn't go over this. We haven't really got any transfer budget. It's the COVID season, isn't it? So no one's got the budget. Next season apparently we're going to have 23.4 million, hence why we've loaned in Curtis Jones. We're probably going to have to look at loans for wing backs. I was also looking out for another striker as well to bring in on loan at the club to support Ollie Watkins, and this man that we promoted from the development centre. And that man that we did promote was Keenan Davis. He was promoted up from the youth team. Good player. Unfortunately, he's picked up an injury now. He's out for another couple of weeks, I think. Yeah, 8 days and 3 weeks. Between 8 days and 3 weeks. So he's out for a good couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks maybe, before he sees any action. But he's played a couple of games. He's come off the bench, and, well, mind you, I think he's only played one. He come off the bench and he linked up very, very well with Ollie Watkins. In fact, he did start at Manchester United as well. Them two linked up nicely, and there's a lot of promise between them two. His potential doesn't look too great on the star rating wise, but he's just one we've brought up from the youth team, and hopefully he can go on to do good things for us. We also set up as well as the 4-3-3, we also set up a 3 at the back system, 3 or 5, or however you like to say it. It's more of a 3 at the back. I don't tend to like playing this system, but it's obviously designed, because we were leaking goals, it's designed to literally just, if we're expecting to go to Anfield, for instance, and think we're going to have to soak it up a little bit, that's what this is designed for, even if we're trying to hold on to a lead. Obviously, El Ghazi is not going to play there. I've just literally switched the tab so you can see the other shape. But this is another alternative for us. So we are training this one as well as the 4-3-3. But the 4-3-3 Gagan Press is the way to go. So coming up on this week's streams, obviously Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to start the week off with a home game against Arsenal. Arsenal are down there with us. They're in 14th. We've got a good cluster of games here. Arsenal are 14th, West Ham are 16th, Burnley are in 19th, Leicester in 13th as well. So they are all winnable games. I'm glad it's Arsenal at home. We're going to go for them. We've got to target the home games for points. We're going to hope for 7 out of the 9 points. If we get 2 wins out of the 3, I'll be very happy. Anything away will be a bonus. And then we've got Doncaster as well in the FA Cup. I envisage we'll play probably up to the Leeds game in them 2 streams. We'll see how it goes. We might progress forward further. We don't really know. We'll see how quick they go. But yeah, first up will be Arsenal. Certainly Arsenal, West Ham and Burnley, and possibly Leicester on Tuesday stream. So yes, don't forget guys, come and hop over to Twitch on Tuesday and Thursday from 8 PM. I stream between an hour and a half to 2 hours. Not usually any longer because my eyes start to get droopy and it gets late in the night, doesn't it? So I don't want to drag it on too long. Short and sweet, shall we say, and then you get the recap on the Saturday. If you did enjoy this video here on YouTube though, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new here, hit the little bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Check out my other series as well. I've currently got a Director of Football challenge going on with Leicester City called Fearless Foxes. Go and check that out. I've also done a Creator Club series as well in the MLS, which was pretty fun. Go and check all that stuff out, guys, and we'll see you next time here on Reesy FC. Bye bye.